Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is a hack video. Let's make and do a hack video. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take our hot foil systems, whether you have the Go Press and Foil or the Spellbinders hot foil system, we're going to turn those into a makeshift letterpress system. And with that said, so we're going to make this card. These are glimmer plates here. This is a letterpress plate, and this was cut out on my Scan and Cut and then colored with some Zig markers. And with that being said, though, I want to say this first before we get too far. If you're planning on going ahead and inking up your glimmer plates and using those in a letterpress way, the Spellbinders letterpress system that they just came out, the letterpress system, is by far the way to go if you plan on going ahead and getting into that, all that fun. If you're going to do both letterpress and glimmer plates, it is the easiest thing to do. I'm just saying, save yourself time and energy and effort and just go ahead and purchase one of those machines if you can. Now, if it's the type of thing that you just want to give it a try, B, you don't really have the space, and C, you don't want to have to store another machine, then by all means use this hack. It works great. But no guarantees on, your system. Your system's going to be really nice, but we're going to put tape on it. We're going to be taping the plates to the Spellbinders one. I did it with duct tape at first, my first go around, and I got residue on it. We're putting inking plates on this, and you're going to be having your hands in ink, and you're going to be touching this, so it might get dirty. There are those things, whereas the letterpress system is made for all of that. It's designed to, you have dirty, inky hands or whatever, and you try to keep it clean as much as you can, obviously, but it comes off really easy and all that. And I imagine this will be as well with some alcohol and all that. I've gotten it off and everything, and I haven't had any staining, but I just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there. The easiest by far, instead of the hack, is just to get the letterpress system. Now, do I recommend purchasing that just for letterpress plates? I don't, because I don't see the merit in it, because you can use your regular cutting sandwich with an embossing mat, and the letterpress plates come out really amazing with that hack. Whether you do them up or down, the impression is amazing, and it does just as good as the better press. But if you're going to do it with the glimmer plates, which are thicker than a better press plate, I recommend getting the better press system, because these don't work as well on an embossing mat. That embossing mat hack that I already did, these don't work as well. And it's because of the thickness. And if you get it to make a nice impression, inevitably, if it doesn't tear the paper, which is the likelihood, it will leave creases in the paper that aren't necessarily the most attractive. So that's the only reason I'm saying that. But if you're using your hot foil system and you don't mind possibly getting ink on it or any of that, then this trick works amazing. If you have heat tape too, heat tape makes it to where you don't necessarily have to take off the guides that we're going to end up putting on this. And I'm going to end up using washi tape and Spellbinders yellow tape to do the setup on this. So there's that, there's that. I just wanted to throw that out there. So, okay, so with that little disclaimer, you know full well you're not supposed to do this stuff with what I'm doing today, but it's your stuff, your money, you do what you want to do, because I'm doing what I want to do. So, yay, let's play. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to cut. If you're using the Go Press and Foil system, we're going to do this one first, and then we're going to do the Spellbinders, and this one is by far the easiest one to convert, because you don't necessarily have to do anything. But you're going to want to cut a piece of text weight paper in half, and you're going to want to layer this on the inside of your machine, on your base plate, and you're going to want to tape this down. And I'm just using yellow tape. for this part. Now, if you use heat tape, you could technically leave this on here. You can actually just leave this on here and you wouldn't have to take it off. But if I don't know how this, and what I'm saying is by leave it on here is that you could actually turn around and go ahead and hot foil on the top of this. You don't have to worry about it if you have heat tape. Now, I don't know what it's going to do with the residue, the adhesive on this, if it would like be super sticky and get icky. I don't know, so I don't recommend that. But if you use the heat tape, you could put that on here and then you could probably leave this on here. So now with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to take an A2 size card panel now, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to put it in the center here. And then we're going to go ahead and take a pencil and we're going to draw an outline around it. And this is where you're going to center up everything on your hot foil system. This is how you know where to put the plates at. So now what you want to do after this is you want to go ahead and you want to put a piece of rolled tape on the back of this panel, and you want to, leaving it where it's at, then close the lid. Press on it and let it pick this part up. Ta-da! Okay, and then now that you know that this isn't going to shift, what you want to do is you want to take your tape, and if you use heat tape, you wouldn't have to take it off. But this you'll want to, because I don't know what would happen. I haven't tried it yet. But this, you would want to, so now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to follow the outline of the card, and you want to make a grid for the top. So you're just going to go, and you don't have to do as much as I'm doing. I'm like going overboard. Are you in there? Sorry about the fake earthquakes. Yeah, I'm just outlining this A2 card panel with this yellow tape. Trying to be as accurate as possible, because what happens is this is how you're centering it and lining it up square. So you want this to be pretty accurate. Otherwise, you might end up with a crooked image or something. And this is actually going to make it really easy. Just like on the letterpress system. We're just mimicking the letterpress. Okay, now, if you want to use letterpress plates in this, you need a really heavy weight, like 300 GSM or 180 pound cardstock shim. This might even be 200 pound. This is really thick cardstock. You need a shim this thick to put on top after we've done all the things. You need a shim if you're doing letterpress plates. If you want to, sorry, fake earthquake. If you want to use the Spellbinders letterpress plates, you have to use a shim in this machine. If you're doing just glimmer and you just want to take a whack at how letterpressing works, and you're using your regular hot foil plates, then you don't need anything else other than what we already have. And it works beautiful. The other thing is you'll need on this. Okay, so we're done with this card panel. Don't get rid of this, because we're gonna press on this. We're gonna do an image on this, so keep that, and you'll need the tape too. So I would just put that aside until we're ready for it. I got buddy fur. Okay, but so if you're doing hot foil plates, you don't need any shims for this. You're good to go, and you just put it through your machine like normal. Now, these hot foil systems, you have to have a thicker machine, so you wouldn't be able to do this in your Gemini or your Empress. You cannot do this in there. These do not take this. So there's that. But yeah, so no shim or anything else. You're good to go if you're just doing glimmer plates. So let's go ahead and give this a whirl, and we're going to go ahead and use letterpress. And you can do regular cardstock or any kind of cardstock. This will work with. You don't have to shim it. The nicest, though, is the letterpress because it's thicker, and you'll get that debossed image on here. You'll actually get the debossing, and it's pretty. It's a fun extra little thing. You don't see it. You only know it's there if you feel it. So, and that's whether the better press or the hot foil, it doesn't matter. You just feel it. You don't necessarily see it. At least I don't. Maybe I need glasses. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our glimmer plates. Let's move this stuff out of the way, though, so I don't get anything on it. And we're not going to do that image. We're just doing the glimmer plates. Okay, so I've already got these taped together. And so the other thing about this hack is you want to ink off of, you don't want to ink on here, because anything that's not on the glimmer plate the residual will transfer over to your image. It will transfer. So I recommend inking on a scratch piece or text weight a scrap paper, and one you're going to throw away, and then picking it up like this and transferring it over like so. That's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to do a different one. We're going to do an orange. I'm going to do an orange, an orange and reddish colory one. And I'm working with the colors I have in the Better Press inks, because you do need these inks. These work the best. I like them. These are worth the money to me. So I'm going to use bark, saffron, and mulberry. And here, let's move this over. And we're going to go ahead and... So I'm going to just do this in thirds. And you know what, though? I did not clean this. Ooh, hold on. Let me wipe this off really quick. Hang on. Okay, I just have a little Costco microfiber, little work towel. Whoops. That I just wipe the plates off with. I don't do anything special. At the end of when I'm all done, then that's when I go ahead and use the archival ink remover cleaner, the stamp cleaner with this. I just do it at the very end. I don't, because you want just to take the most of it off. Yeah, so it just wipes. And if you don't have a dog, you don't get buddy fur. You don't get fur. Maybe you have kitty fur. I don't know. But make sure you don't have any fur or any lint. It's highly recommended, or it'll be in your image. Okay, I say we're golden. Yeah, and I don't use a cleaner like right now because I don't want this to be wet, because I noticed if I clean in between with the archival ink cleaner, it has a tendency to like blur or get funky stuff on your image, on your transfer. So I'm taking mulberry and I'm just going to go across the top, and I'm just going to do a third of the plate with the mulberry. I probably should have done the saffron in the center first. Hold on. Let's do the saffron because it's the lightest ink. You want to go light to dark. There. I think that's pretty decent. Oh, not there. And then there. And then down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take mulberry and saffron, and I'm going to blend them on my hello. So then you just pick this up like so. And, make sure your lid is open. And then this square right here that you made, which is A2 card panel size, you're just going to center up your glimmer plate. And just take a pokey tool or something you know, that you can move your plates around with instead of your fingers, so that way you're not taking your ink off or getting your hands dirty too. And that looks pretty square to me. And so now I'm going to take the hello from this set. I'll take happy birthday. We'll change it up a little. And then we're gonna do a combo on this. So let's go ahead and we're going to do saffron on the bottom. And then do mulberry on the top. That looks good. And you want to make sure you get the plates good and inked, that you got plenty of ink. Okay, and then pick this one up as well. And try not to touch it, like so. And then you want to go ahead and straighten this one and make it as perfect as you possibly can where you want it. Because you will see this. This will be, this is the image, so you'll see that. So now what you want to do is, what you can do, because you have a grid on the top, you can actually double check and make sure. We can look at this and go, hey, do we like that? And I think I like that for the most part. I think it looks great. It might be a tad crooked, but I'm not going to be obsessed about that. And so this panel that I have with the tape on the back of it, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, actually, I'm going to move the tape to the back side because this is the smooth side. I'm going to put this on the rough side, and I'm going to tape this now to the inside of my grid right here. And so since this lines up with this, we know that this is going to be right where, for the most part, this is going to be right where we want it. It's going to mirror this. So then once your card panel, is adhered on there properly and straight, you want to go ahead and double check your image, make sure it looks good still, and then you want to go ahead and you want to close the lid. And then you want to go ahead and run this through your machine. So hold on one sec and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the reveal. And there it is. Oh, I didn't have it inked up all the way, shoot. Oh, that's okay. You kind of get a little vintagey vibe. But that's still pretty fun, right? And you can see that happy birthday is like impressed in there. I should have made sure that I had that, but I was trying not to make it all mulberry. See, and I didn't have that inked up dark enough. This down here was good, but I should have went a little, twisted a little bit more up top there. I was trying to be a bit gentle. But anyhow, that's still pretty good, right? That's actually still pretty fun. And it gives you another way to use these plates. Because honestly, when I first got these didn't foil too great for me, and I never used them. Which I know that a lot of it is your foil. When I started messing around and playing with it, the foil is everything. And a lot of the like holographic-y or fun ones, I could not get to work very well for the life of me. But if you get like the solid colors, green, gold, red, the solid ones actually work really good. The Couture Creation foil works great. Spellbinder's hot foil works great. But the solid colors work the nicest and they're the easiest to use. But that's why I never hardly ever use these, because I couldn't get them to foil that well. But let's try this again. Let me get another sheet. And no matter how hard I try to make this not stick to, slowly peel it off, it still rips the back for the most part. But I can still use this. I think this is a win still. I'm just going to do a different design with it. So now... the other thing I'll tell you too is if you tape frames together or images together like this, plates together, you want to make sure to trim off the excess tape, because if you get ink on that, it will transfer to your project and look janky. So let's go ahead and we're going to just move that one over. And we're going to go ahead and re-ink these and do it again to see if we can't get a better impression. So let's learn from before, and let's go ahead and do the saffron. Like all in the middle, because I'm hoping for a variegated look. And then we'll do the bark again. Oops. We'll do the bark at the bottom, third. And I didn't press. I think I just rubbed last time. I didn't actually press it on. Okay, and let's see if we can do the same with the mulberry on the top. I was hoping for more like the sentiment, but the sentiment to be fully okay, let's see if that worked. So open it up, center it up in our square here. Try not to touch it so you don't get any faded spots or funky spots. Move it in the center of your A2 panel where you want it. That looks pretty good to me. And then let's ink up the sentiment. And let's go ahead and do saffron. I'm really going to go for it with the saffron and then put the mulberry right over it. And that way, hopefully, I'll end up with a really nice inked... Oh, there was a buddy for... Hang on. A really nice inked variegated image. And hopefully it'll all have color. Like a really nice dark color. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. Wow. Yeah, that looks a lot better than the last one did. Try not to touch it. And then put it where you want it on. Up here. That looks pretty good. Oh, is it too far over though, maybe? How about there? That looks pretty decent, right? Okay, so we're going to take a piece of a bisque letterpress paper. And I'm going to do the smooth side. Oh, so on the back side, I'm going to do a roll of tape. Do the rolled tape method. Like that. And then place that there. Look in the window to make sure it looks nice. That looks good to me. And then go ahead and put this in my grid that I have on the top and press it down. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and close the lid. And then I'm going to run it through the machine. Hold on. Okay, so here is the reveal. Oh, see, that's way better. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, was this. That actually came out really cool. How fun is that, right? That is a hoot. Look at the happy birthday. It's like variegated. That's what I was going for. Yeah, much crisper than this one here. But this still looks like pretty vintagey. I mean, yeah, if you look at... Yeah, that is pretty darn fun. I like it. I like it a lot. I think that is pretty cool. I am a little bit crooked on here. But I can trim that up. I am very happy with how the happy birthday came out. So that is pretty stinking fun. Okay, so there's that. So that's how this works. So we're going to do this again, but we're going to use the, we're going to do it with the spellbinders. So let me take these off and move this aside, this one here. And we're going to go ahead and do the spellbinders one. So hang on one second. Okay, so we have the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot System. Now, I didn't say on the first one, but the only thing that you're using out of the hot foil systems are just the heating plate portion of it. You don't need the whole machine out, just the heating plate. So this piece here, which is where you plug in on the back, and then also the two shims. This one you need the two shims on. The other one didn't have shims; it just had a top plate that, folded. You guys saw that anyways. That was unnecessary. So what you want to do is first you want to take your clear plate on the Glimmer system, and you want to go ahead and you want to tape. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape mine. I think I'm going to tape it right here. When I did it before, I used duct tape, and I taped it right about here and onto the back, but the duct tape left residue, and you have an electronic plug right here. There's like a plug, and you don't want to get anything on it because the potential for your machine not to work is really great if you get funky sticky stuff on the back of that. I don't know what would happen with that residual adhesive. So yeah, see, there's even stuff right here from that duct tape. So I'm saying use washi tape, like thick washi tape. If you want to use duct tape, you can, but be careful not to get it on this. And so I'm just going to tape this, and you're trying to make a hinging plate type thing. What you're going to do is then you're going to use your washi tape, and we're just going to go here, and I'm going to tape like so. And I'm going to go down the sides. So I'm going to go about here. And you want to make sure to get the back too. Down the sides. Really press that good. And this is just to help you make a little, so you have a little piece that sticks off. You're just trying to make a little, like a little hingy piece that doesn't shift. So, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple runs. And actually you don't have to go off the top plate. Actually, you don't need to go off the top plate. So we'll just go about there. And does that give me enough space? Yeah, that gives me enough space for my A2 size, my A2 card base. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Okay, and so now what you want to do is you need another, oh shoot, I need a half a sheet of paper. Let's see, we'll just do like this, like so. And then we'll just tape this on the inside. So you're going to lift this up and you're going to tape this to the inside of your machine. Actually, we don't need it that long. We can actually trim off just a tad. I'm going to take off about 1.5 inches and then tape that on. That should be much nicer. Oh yeah, that's a much better one. So now I can run tape down here and up there. You want to make sure to stay on the squishy part and not on the white part. When you're putting your A2 size panel down, you want to be able to, you want to make sure to stay on the gray part of it, your glimmer plates on that part. So let's go ahead and tape these down. And the reason you're taping the text weight paper down is so that way there isn't a propensity for it to shift. Oh, that's not going to work. You have to go actually over. You have to go over the whole thing. So let's go ahead and do like this. And hope that there will be space, that it stays flat. You want it to stay flat. And then like so. Actually, I could trim these off. I don't even need these extra, and it's making it janky. Let's trim those off. There. Yeah, that looks cool. That's better. I got my hinge. You just want to hinge is all. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to put your A2 card panel. Make sure that you're on the gray part, though. Make sure you're on the gray part. Okay? And then you want to draw or tape around this. I'm just going to draw. Oh, well, that was genius. Can you believe I just did that? How rude. Hopefully, I think I can just use the other side of this one. That's hilarious. Oh, it was a rough side anyways. Oh, that worked out perfect then. Okay, so now put, like we did on the other one, let's put the roll of tape on the back, since this is the back. It actually is the back. And then we're going to let this tape to the top. See, you have a nice little hinge. See, that's why I use duct tape, because washi tape doesn't actually stick that well. Wait, how big do I want this? Right about there. Yeah, washi tape is kind of temporary. I guess depending on what washi tape you get. Okay, so that's stuck to the top now. And you're going to make a grid on the top of this again. Okay. Hopefully that's in. And this is so when you open up the lid. So the reason we are taping this down is because it will help when you go to put your cardstock, when you go to close this, and it helps it not shift. It's the same reason why you tape down the text paper, so you don't get ink on your plate, but you also it helps it not shift. Like, there's only one thing that moves. It's the plate. And this is kind of stiff. It's not slick at all. So it grips to this for the most part. I mean, if you're wild with it, sure, it'll move. But if you're careful and you're just carefully close the lid and pick it up together, it shouldn't shift. It should be just fine. The reason you don't want your image to shift is that's how you blur. That's how you get a blurry image. You won't get a crisp one. So let's go ahead and take this off, because now we have our window that matches the bottom. And we're going to save this. Okay, and so let's test it out. That's all there is to it. Now this system here, I found I didn't need shims for any of it. You just needed this. Oh, except the plastic one. This one is the one you always use with it. So you do need this. But this is for glimmer or letterpress plates. And then I'll show you what a letterpress plate looks like going through this. And it looks just the same as the Kocher Creations one, the Go Press and Foil. And I decided to do a different. We're going to do this one. It's a Pink Fresh Studio Joyful Peonies. Like, fun, right? Let's see what this one looks like. And we'll do it in pink. Or actually, we could do it in a variegated one. I've never used this plate. I've actually never even used this set yet. It's so pretty. It has stencils and, oh, see, if you do have stuff on the back, if it sticks to it'll stick to your paper. The pressure will make it stick to your paper. So you want to get that off. But for this, I'm just going to put this over the back of it so it doesn't stick. And I'll clean that off later. So with this system too, you do not want to, this setup too, you don't want to ink on here. You want to do it off and then transfer it over. So let's just go ahead and do like a mulberry and pink one. We'll just do a fun little two-colored one. Yeah. Maybe we could try to just do like the peonies in pink. Whoops, not on the table. Yeah, that looks fun. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And so then we'll do the other leaves in mulberry. And see what that looks like. I don't know if this is going to work, but hey, it doesn't hurt to try. We have nothing else to do. And then come in here like so. Like so. Should be pretty fun. Oh, I got some on the table. Whoops. Oh. Okay, well, be careful where you're inking up. It should be fun, right? Okay. And now we're done with that. So let's pick it up and pop this. And then we'll get to see a different style of plate. So then we're going to line it up in our A2 panel there. Our little rectangle down here. And see how that goes. Oh, see that? Look at that. So look through the window, and if you like what it looks like up here, then go ahead and put your panel on the inside, like so. I think that looks pretty good. And then close the lid, and then hold it down. Be sure not to, because this one does have more wiggle room. The other one is the Go Power, the Go Press and Foil is more stable. This one, because it is washi tape, can jiggle, but this helps hold this down if you keep pressure on it and then slide it off the table like this, and then pick it up. And now I'll run this through the machine. I'll be right back. Well, we're going to learn a very valuable lesson and see if this works, because this was super important. I totally forgot to put this on. So yeah, we're probably going to have to do this over. Oh yeah. And that's what happens when you don't have enough pressure. But it looks really cool, right? It would have looked really cool. Yeah, I could probably watercolor that or something and make it look neat, but that's a bummer. I forgot you have to put the shim back on the top of it. So let's try this again. Okay, no worries, no harm, no foul. So let's go ahead and re-ink this, take it off, put it on here, and I really need a bigger, let me get a bigger piece of text. Wait, hold on. Okay, I went ahead and also inked up the plate. And so now we can just try the skin. Okay. Oh, and that looks good. I think I'd like it to go a little bit like so. And like that. And then, okay, let's grab another piece of this. Letterpress bisque paper. Do a little roll for the back. Oh, and I got jankiness. Oh, because we'll trim it. Okay, and look through the window. Make sure it's where I like it. Very happy with that. Line up my panel. And then close the lid. And then don't forget the shim. Don't forget the shim. Now run it through the machine. Hang on. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Oh, you can see it. Oh, yeah, right? There's a little transferring there. That was already there, but there was a little bit there. But, I mean, wow, right? That looks pretty stinking good. And it debossed it. Like, it's really nice and debossed. So, yeah, beautiful image. And, yeah, it adds to, like, the funness of it, right? Yeah, pretty cool. So, there it is. That's the little makeshift hack. That's the makeshift hack. That's how you do this. And yeah. Oh, I was gonna show you. Hold on. Let me do the letterpress in this so you can see how that works. If it's the thinner one. So hang on one sec. Let me grab one of those. Let me wipe this off. Yeah. Let me clean this up and get the letterpress plate. Hold on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one. And we'll do it in Cosmic Sky. And just as something fun and different. And then we'll get to see what a letterpress plate looks like. And when I did it last time, I didn't need any shims for this system. Oh, sorry guys, fake earthquake. I didn't need any shims for this system, but I did need it for the couture. You had to put that cardstock shim on when you do letterpress plates, but they come out the same. Whether, doesn't matter which system you use, they're all the same. And I didn't take that one apart, so we could even do it on that one if we wanted to. Okay, so let's pick this up. How pretty is that blue? That cosmic sky. So we'll just set that there. No, you go there. Let's go there, and then I could do a sentiment or something there. And then, oh yeah, see if that's where we like it. Yep, that looks good. And then we'll go ahead and put a roll of tape on the back of the rough side of this. Bisque there again. And try not to get inky, grubby hands. Put this in our little A2 grid up here. Line it up and press it on. And then fold it closed. And don't forget the shim. Oh, I moved it. Well, we'll just have to see what it looks like. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's why I like the Go Press and Foil, because it's a stationary lid. It's not makeshift, and that's why I say if you have this one, you might as well just get the letterpress. It's so much easier. Oh, there you go. But that actually didn't turn out bad, even for shifting. Yeah, that actually came out pretty cool. The funny thing is I put this on the opposite side. I thought it was going to come out over here because of this. So think opposite of where you want it. But anyhow, that came out actually pretty good, right? That looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. Yeah, that is definitely really fun. And yeah, it didn't, even though I pushed the plate, it actually did a pretty good job anyways. You can't tell I did that really. And then once this is colored up, this will be absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. So, okay, so that's a letterpress plate in here. And it does just as nice of an impression on the coat, and it embosses too, on the Couture Creations as well. You get a very beautiful image. So that's the hack. Oh wait, I was supposed to also, let's see, I was supposed to do a card with you. So, let's see. This video is getting, I didn't realize the video was going to be so long. And the scan and cut. Well, we're not going to do the scan and cut. That'll have to be for another day. I do have videos that show you how to cut images out, and it's basically the same way. So let me color up that and let me find and color that flower that I had with the orange and stuff. And I'll go ahead and put a card together and show you what it looks like. So hang on one sec. Okay, so I went ahead and just cut this out on my scan and cut, and I found that it's easier to cut these out first and then color them. Otherwise, the paper is too wet if you color it first, and it actually has more of a propensity to tear. This is also the letterpress paper, and so it cuts pretty good on the scan and cut. I've already colored up the two flowers. I was going to kind of show you what I do. I do a very simple, very amateur way of doing it. I colored the centers with the yellow, then took a darker, like yellowy orange colored, and just literally dotted. So I scribbled in the center and then just did like this, like little dots, obviously little tiny ones, not the big globby ones, to mimic like the bottom, where it would be darker on the little pollen or stamens. And now I'm just using two other colors, a light orange and a dark orange, and I'm just coloring the whole thing. And I'm trying to get the edges, since this is all cut out. I'm just literally scribbling where the flower petals are, trying to stay in the lines, not color the leaves, and yeah, just appropriately put the color where it's supposed to go, but quickly. These have a really nice fine tip. You can do detail like really, really good. So then I just take the darker color, and these have so much detail on them that I literally just go over the lines of the details that they already have. So anywhere where there's like, yeah, just like the lines, I'm just going right, doing exactly what is already on the image. And I think, it makes it look really good. And I'm just doing that really quickly. So let me finish this part so it's not so long. so this video is not so long. And then I'll show you how to do the leaves. Hang on. Okay, so then here, this is all I did to do the leaves. I just got a light and a dark green. Yeah, just a light and a dark. And I'm just going over with all the leaves with the light color. Trying to make sure I get the edges, trying not to color the flowers. But get the edges of the paper. I'm not being very careful about it, just laying color down. I love the amount of detail that you can do with these pens. I love the brush tips on them. The thing I will say about them is you're not going to do large sections if you're just doing small images. These are great. These are really nice for that, but they're not for doing large areas at all. It would take you a month of Sundays to do it with this little tiny tip. These are so small. They are a really tiny tip, very small, but they work beautiful on little images like this, that you're trying to get in and do a little detail with. Oh, I think they're beautiful. But anyway, so you just smudge a bunch of color down, and then you do the same thing with the dark. You just kind of flick the darker color and go over all the detail lines. That's all I do. It is not perfect by any means, and that is literally the method to the madness. Yeah, it works pretty good. It works pretty good for me, and I think it adds enough interest. And it's not perfect, and people aren't looking for perfect. So I mean, if they are, yeah, they need to get a new friend. Because yeah, I'm not perfect. I just like to have fun. So there's that. So anyhow, so let me finish this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's our image. Isn't that lovely? Oh, that's so fun. And we are going to put this on this card right here, which I think is just fabulous. And obviously, I am going to have to do a little bit of manipulating. But we're going to do something like that, and I'll just cut those wherever I need to. But anyhow, and I've got this. This is Anna Griffin Ivory cardstock, cut down to 10 by, or 5.5 by 8.25, or 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25 folded burnished. There's my card base. This is a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card panel that I'm going to glue to the top. I'm going to pop this. Oh, I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5.5, or 5.25, 4 by 5.25, and then we're going to layer this on top. So hang on. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this done. Yeah, this video is so long. Sorry about that, guys. Just going to glue this onto my card base. Wait for it. Okay, that is perfect. We're going to glue this down to the middle of that. And this is just paper, and it's okay. We don't have to have too much. And look how pretty that's looking, right? Beautiful. And then a little orange. And I think I'm going to trim this part off. Hang on. Let's see. Let me trim that little one. I need some scissors. Anything will do. Just going to cut this off. And we are going to go ahead and glue this one like back here. Just move it over a little. Actually, I might. Yeah, we'll do like that. And that way, I'm pretty sure it should be out of the way for sure. This one needs to go as well. Okay, that's okay. We can do that. We got this. We totally got this. And we can move that down. Here we go. Let's see where we're at with that. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. So then we still need a little leaf there though. Maybe we could just move it like that. That looks pretty good. Here, we'll just put the on there. And we'll just kind of hope for the best on that. Oh yeah, that'll go. That'll go. Okay, so we'll just glue this down. And then our card is finished. Yeah. So yeah, if something isn't where you need it to be, just cut it off and move it. Put it where you want it. At least that's my philosophy. Okay, and that is good to go. Oh, and I think that looks lovely. That is pretty fun. Oh yeah, and there it is. That is the letterpress, or that is the hot foil letterpress hack. That's how I did it. That's what seemed like worked for me on either machine. And really, it extends the use of your plates, and really amazing. It just makes your stuff go so much farther, which is really fun when you have this much money invested in things. It makes it super nice that you can use them in other ways as well. So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this hack video, card make, whatever this was. It was fun anyways. Hope you had fun as well. Thanks for hanging out. Until next time, happy crafting everyone. Bye-bye.